Hello everyone, Clint here. Hope everybody is doing great today. Today I want to talk about the Galaxy S22 Ultra and specifically the S Pen. And people ask me all the time, is that S Pen actually worth it? I always think it is. Anytime I get away from a phone that doesn't have an S Pen, I always seem to miss it. I really like it. I use it a lot. And today I just wanted to talk real quick about the 5 most used things that I personally use the S Pen for often, either daily or at least weekly. So let's get started. The first thing I use the pen for, let's pull that baby out of here. Of course you get the S Pen menu, but we're going to go real quick and take a look. So say if you're on a website or anything really, and you want to give it to somebody, save it, share it without doing the actual full share screen on your website. You just come over here and you click screen write. And what that does is it does a screenshot for you, and then it goes instantly into writing mode. And with the writing mode, you can just kind of write whatever you want there and save that, or you can share it. So if you're trying to share something on that screenshot, you can mark it up, do whatever you want here, whatever you need to, and then you can hit a download. So if you wanted to save the screenshot itself, or you can hit the share button. The share button is really handy too. So if you want to make a note to yourself with that image, you can easily do that to whatever your favorite note-taking app is specifically, such as, let's say here, let's make a Trello card out of that real quick. Saves it to the gallery. Then you pick your Trello card here. And there's another little fancy feature right here that the S Pen does that it's not on my top 5 list, but since I'm using it, you'll be able to, if you're using the Google keyboard, it'll automatically know you have your S Pen and go to S Pen mode, S Pen to typing. It works really good. I use it often when I have my, just like this is an excellent example of how I would use that particular thing. Since I have the S Pen out, I just write it down real quick and then I can hit save, and now that screenshot with my markup is saved in my Trello board if that's something I wanted to do. Works really good. Next thing I want to talk about is Smart Select. So if you wanted to do the same thing there, Smart Select does a lot of different things. So if you see here, you have a square, kind of freeform circle. You can create a GIF, and you can do like a pin thing here. Real quick, what I use it for a lot is the pin feature. So I'll just pick that. So if that's like a number or a dollar amount or something that I want to pin because I want to go back and look and compare, you can just pin that. What it does is it pins it to the top of the screen there, you can see, and it will stay there. It will stay there whether you go home or not. It'll stay there anytime you need to use it. And then once you click that, you can just hit close and it just goes away. You don't save it anymore. So it's a really good way to pin something up there. So if you need to back and forth make a comparison or something like that, it works really good. The other thing I use a lot with Smart Select is if you pick an address or something, you got something like that on there and you want to send that to somebody, save it, whatever you want to do. Once you select that, what this little button here does is it converts everything to the text, and now you have the extracted text right down there, and you can copy it and you can go through your normal share menu and do the exact same thing that you went to last time. It works really good. I use that quite often. Works good. Next feature I want to show you is note taking, and of course when you're using a pen, you're thinking note taking. I'm not talking specifically about the S22 Ultra, but because my Samsung Z Fold 3 also has a S Pen to it, something like this where you use a planner or some kind of notebook paper, and you can use that for all kinds of different things. So I have a lot of reviews on different note-taking apps with the Z Fold 3, and this is super handy for long form notes. So if you're popping that open and you need to make a bunch of notes, this is Z Fold 3 is really good for that. I think it's a little bit better than if you use it for on the S22 Ultra. Works fantastic. So that's the other thing I use it a lot for, is for note taking. All right, the next thing I use, probably the second most thing I use, is the ability to take pictures. This particular one has Bluetooth built into the S Pen. It does all kinds of crazy stuff, and the one I use the most though is with the camera. So when you have the camera open, nope, not my, the camera open, You can use this as your shutter button, so you can set this up on something if you want to take a picture, and then you just push the button, and as you can see, it just took that picture. So if you have that set up, it works really good. Even sometimes when I don't, when I'm hand holding it, it's still easier. This is a big phone. It's still easier just to grab this, put this to the side, point your camera what you want to, and push the button. And it works really, really good. I use this often, almost all the time, I guess you can say. I use it quite a bit. Fantastic feature. That's a bummer here on my Z Fold because it does not have Bluetooth. It's just a regular S Pen, so it does not have that ability unless you get the S Pen Pro, which I would not get. I'm not going to get, but still works really good. If I have to do that same kind of concept on my Z Fold, then I will use my Galaxy Watch 4 that's connected to it, and it does kind of the same thing, but not as convenient. This is definitely more convenient. Okay, and then let's move on to the most used feature that I use this all the time for, and that is a mini notebook. I'll pull this right out from wherever it's at. I'll grab my S Pen and I'll use these amazing screen write functions. So as you see, when I pulled my S Pen out, it goes right to this screen off memo, and I can write whatever I need to. And then I can save this, which I'll save a lot of times. So if I have a quick note I need to remember something so I don't forget it, I'll just whip this out, write it. There's lots of science and research that shows writing sets it better into your memory than if you just opened it up and started typing. And then you can just hit save. And that's going to save that into your Samsung Notes. And then the next time you want to use that, say you really need to remember something, you can pull that out and write your note. And then you can pin this. So this little pin button right there, when you pin that, it allows you to pin it to your always on display. And now that is pinned to your always on display. Now it doesn't, you can't see it super good because I made it a little small, but trust me, it's there. It works really good. So that is my most used feature. Those are my most 5 used features. I use it all the time. I really enjoy the S Pen. I think you would also use it a lot if you had one of these phones and you remember it's there. So happy penning, and that's all I had for you today, and I will see you on the next one.